Coach, the team went 3-2 at the Miami Invitational this past weekend. What was going well?
Yeah, obviously we swung the bats really well this weekend, and we played 5 games. Our team hit 363 and we scored 43 runs. And to be able to do that, you know that everybody in the lineup is producing, and that's exactly what we saw. And when I looked back at the stats last night, you know, it wasn't just the top, it wasn't just the middle, it wasn't the bottom. The entire lineup collectively as a group hit the ball extremely well. So I was very pleased with our offensive performance this past weekend. And when you have weekends like this, it's really hard to highlight anyone in particular because everybody swung the bat well. But Megan Wirtz really did have a great weekend. You know, she's our leadoff hitter. Her on-base percentage was, I think, 667. She hit 563. She slugged over 1,000. She stole a couple of bases. She had 2 home runs, 1 a grand slam, 10 RBIs. I mean, her stats this weekend were just tremendous. So I was extremely pleased, not only with Megan, but our entire lineup. And when I look back at the games, you know, we started the tournament off and played Fort Wayne, and we scored 9 runs in that game. We come back against Robert Morris. We put up 16 runs and beat them in 5. And that Robert Morris game was it was the best offensive performance that our team has had collectively as a group all year, and that was just a lot of fun to see. We came back against Michigan, and that was a tough game. And we also faced one of the best pitchers in the country in Megan Beaubien. And even though, you know, we weren't able to figure some things out offensively to score some runs, I was really pleased with our at-bats and still thought our kids had quality at-bats. They found ways on base. We just, unfortunately, that game wasn't able to find that or get that timely hit. We came up a bit short in the Fort Wayne game, but our offense still put up 5 runs, which is still a good amount of runs. But really just love to see the way that our kids bounced back yesterday against Dayton. And, you know, we scored 13 runs in that game and beat a very good team in 5 innings. So overall, it was just a lot of fun to finally be able to play at home, and just happy with our offensive production and feel that it was a weekend in which that we needed just to kind of help our hitters build their confidence. So overall, good weekend.
You traveled to Eastern Kentucky for 1 game on Wednesday. What do you expect to see from their roster?
They're going to be a very good team, and we haven't had that much time to really dive into the detail of all aspects of the game and what their team has been doing. But the reports that we've gotten in so far and the numbers say that they are very strong offensively. They've already hit 32 home runs on the year. They're hitting well throughout the lineup because their team batting average is pretty high. And, you know, we're going to have to find a way to just shut down their offense. They do have 3 pitchers on staff. Their ace is throwing the ball really well, and her ERA right now is under a 2. But they're a well-balanced offense. You know, they're swinging it for power. They've got kids who are stealing bases. So our pitchers and our defense, we're really going to have to put together a good game plan to just try to shut those guys down. And I think right now it might be one of those games in which the team that scores the most runs is going to be the team that wins that game. But I feel really good about our offense and what we're doing right now. And yeah, they're a very good team, and it'll be a good game for sure.
Miami opens conference play on Friday and Saturday, hosting Northern Illinois for 3 games. What does Northern Illinois bring to the field?
You know, first off, I have the utmost respect for Coach Sutcliffe, her staff, and her program. And I don't know how many people know this, but it's a special weekend for Coach Sut. She was an assistant coach here for 7 years, so this is somewhat of a homecoming for her. So it'll be nice to get her back on campus, and because she hasn't been here in a couple of years. So just looking at where Northern Illinois is right now, the one thing I know for sure is that their record is not indicative of the type of team that they are, because I know that they are well coached, they're going to be well prepared, and they're going to be a very, very good team. They've also played a really tough schedule, which means, you know, they've seen a lot of good pitching, but their strength right now looks to be with their offense, which is pretty typical of Coach Sutton and her program. You know, she's always got kids in her lineup who are going to swing it. They've got 3 kids at the top of the lineup right now who are swinging the bat pretty well, so we're going to have to contain the top and just make sure that, you know, we just take care of the entire lineup. But I feel good about where our team is, both pitching defensively and also offensively. And I think it might, because of how well they swing the bats, it's going to be one of those games probably similar to the EKU, where it's going to have to be what offense is able to score the most runs. But I feel good about our pitching staff and our defense, and know that, we're going to put together the best plan that we can to shut down that offense. But just excited to be able to start conference this weekend.
What does Miami need to do to start conference play strong?
Yeah, when we look back at the previous weekends, we've had glimpses of greatness in all facets. So we've pitched it well, we've defended it well, and we're just coming off a great offensive weekend. And I think any coach would say you would like to go in a conference being able to do all three every game. But unfortunately, that's just not how it goes. So, I feel good from a mentality standpoint, and feel that our kids have had enough success through the pre-conference games for them to be ready to play this weekend. But the biggest thing, and this was the message that we told our kids this past weekend, is they're finding ways to win ball games, and that's what's key when it comes to conference. There's going to be some games where maybe we don't pitch it as well, but that's when the offense has to stand up, and vice versa. There's going to be games in conference where maybe we're facing a good pitcher and the offense isn't going to produce as much as we would like, but that's when the pitching and defense has to step up. And when you look at our season, that's kind of what's happened. I'm a firm believer that a team prior to the start of conference needs to experience both the highs and the lows. The highs for obvious reasons, because that's where they gain their success. But I also believe that adversity makes the team better. It helps them to build character. And I know that our team, because of some of the downs that we've had this season, they're a better team for it. I don't know if they know that as a group, but I know that just being a coach and doing this for several years, that even the hard times of our pre-conference tournaments and games, that has built them up. And I just feel that with the successes that we've had and some of the adversity that we've hit, our team is definitely ready to start conference this weekend. And we're just excited that we get to open up conference play this weekend at home.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.